This video is presented by the California Student Aid Commission. Welcome to our quick training on the opt-in model for Cal Grant for students with dependent children. This video will cover the following brief topics: an overview of the program requirements, the opt-in model in web grants, how schools can post payments, and helpful resources. First, let's do a quick overview of the Cal Grant for Students with Dependent Children program, or SWD for short. Cal Grant recipients can receive an Access Award of up to $6,000 per year if that student has their own child or legal dependent. This program is available for recipients of Cal Grants A, B, and C. Here, you can see that students would typically receive no access under Cal A, up to 1648 under Cal B, and up to 1094 under Cal C books and supplies. SWD access increases these base amounts. Cal A and B students can receive up to $6,000, and Cal C students can receive up to $4,000 every year that they meet program eligibility. In fact, even Cal Grant A recipients can receive an SWD Access Award. That means students attending a community college can receive Cal Grant A access under the SWD program. Next, we'll take a look at specific program requirements for SWD. The student must be attending a UC, CSU, community college, or a private nonprofit institution to receive this award. The student must have a child or legal dependent who receives more than half their financial support from the student. If both parents are Cal Grant eligible students, they may both receive an SWD Access Award as long as they meet all other Cal Grant requirements. The dependent must also have been born by July 1st of the academic year. If the student's only child or only legal dependent is born during the award year, the student would not be eligible for SWD until the following year. The dependent must also be under the age of 18 at the beginning of the academic year. Students must have a child or dependent that meets requirements every year to continue receiving SWD access. If the student's only child or only dependent is 18 years or older at the start of the academic year, that student would not qualify for SWD. Now we'll take a look at the opt-in model in web grants. Prior to 24-25, the Cal Grant SWD program was processed under an opt-out model, where students were awarded with SWD up front based on answers to certain questions on the FAFSA or CADA. SWD awards were on hold until the student self-certified their eligibility. Beginning in 24-25, SWD awards are now processed under an opt-in model. This is in response to the FAFSA and CADA combining the dependent children question and other dependents question into one. Students who answer yes to this question will be flagged for a potential SWD award. The Commission will also flag students for a potential SWD award if the student meets certain criteria. This change was in response to the FAFSA skip logic that bypasses the children or dependents question if the student is independent by age or by marital status. For that reason, students are flagged for potential SWD if they are single, divorced, separated, or widowed with a family size equal to or greater than 2, or if the student is married or remarried and their family size is equal to or greater than 3. Access awards will remain at the base level while the SWD certification is pending. Students should log in to their Web Grants for Students account to complete the SWD self-certification. After logging in, the student will immediately receive a pop-up notification that asks if they have an eligible dependent. If the student answers yes, their base access award will increase to the SWD amount. If the student answers no, the award will remain at the base level and the SWD flag will be removed from the account. Now let's look at how schools can post payments for their SWD students. Here is an example of a student who has not yet self-certified their SWD status. The student has been flagged for potential SWD, but their SWD confirmation indicator is no. That means the student has not yet self-certified. Before 24-25, this meant that the award was on hold. But under the new opt-in model, students can receive the base Cal Grant award amounts prior to certifying their SWD status. Therefore, it is okay for schools to post payments for these students as long as the student meets all other Cal Grant requirements. Schools can also verify SWD eligibility on behalf of the student using the box here. Selecting student is eligible and saving will immediately increase the access award amount. Selecting student is not eligible will immediately remove the SWD flag from the student record. This is an example of a student who has an SWD award and who has already been certified as eligible. If the school has already posted a payment at the base amount, they should enter the increased amount here in the adjusted amount column. The school can also use a new adjustment reason code, such as full-time or half-time, if no payment has been made yet. The process is similar with Cal Grant A. In this example, the student will not have an access line until they have been certified as eligible. Once the student has been certified, the school can post a payment for SWD access. If the school has already posted a payment for tuition and fees, the school can simply use an adjustment reason code to post an access payment. To easily identify SWD students on your roster, use the Customize Roster option in Web Grants. Under the Cal Grant banner, click Roster/Reconciliation, then click Customize Roster. Under Selection Criteria, you can limit your custom roster to show only students with SWD flags. You can also select students who have confirmed their SWD status or those who have not. This is especially helpful when trying to identify students who have already been paid a base amount but have since completed their SWD self-certification. In some cases, you may need to use an MG21 to update a student's SWD status after the fact. For example, if a student who is SWD eligible mistakenly self-certifies that they are not eligible, this would be a case when an MG21 would be useful. To use the MG21 for this purpose, select Student Info under the Cal Grant banner in Web Grants for Institutions. Click Grant Application MG21 to get started. Please note, you must back out all payment codes before submitting an MG21. Otherwise, you may get this warning message. You can use the NS code with a $0 payment to reverse a previously reported payment code. This update will be processed during the weekend cycle, and your MG21 form should be available the following week. After selecting the correct award year and searching for your student by SSN, DREAM Act ID, or CSAC ID, locate the SWD status option under the Grant Application section. Please note, if this SWD status box is grayed out, it would indicate that the student was never initially flagged as SWD. In the case that the SWD status box is grayed out, you can use a standard G21 form or generate a new ICER that would trigger an SWD flag. For the purposes of this example, the student's SWD flag was removed in error. You can flip this status to yes. Then scroll down to the bottom of the page. Enter your comment here, then click Submit to submit your changes. You'll receive a final warning box to confirm that all information was entered correctly. Click Save to save your changes, or Cancel to return to the MG21 form. Once your changes are saved, you should see a message in green that shows your student's SWD record has been updated. Please note that other holds, such as the G6 Transfer Entitlement Certification hold, will prevent schools from posting payments even on an SWD student. Finally, let's wrap things up with some helpful resources. There are many resources, guides, and job aids to make Cal Grant administration even easier. Check out the websites listed at the bottom of the slide for our Cal Grant SWD FAQs, Cal Grant Handbook, Program Comparison Chart, live webinars, training videos, and more. Thank you for joining us during this brief tutorial.